With Cuba poised on the brink of great changes, some of which are already underway, the time to visit this island nation is right now. One thing is certain, in just a few years, Cuba will be a very different place. So come with us, meet the people of Cuba. Discover this beautiful island that lies just 90 miles off the coast of Florida, yet in many respects is so far away. If there is one place that captures Cuba past, present, and future, it's Havana. Cuba's capital is romantic and timeless, yet pulsing with vigor as new businesses open and colonial facades get a fresh coat of paint. But the 16th century buildings and vintage American cars are just the backdrop. Havana's real treasure is its people. Cast aside your preconceptions and let yourself be embraced by the open-hearted spirit of habaneros, young and old. With Americans returning after nearly 60 years, we cannot forget one American who is linked forever with Cuba, Ernest Hemingway. In 1940, he purchased a house on the outskirts of Havana known as Finca Vigía, or Lookout House. It was his refuge, a place to live simply and write. It was at Finca Vigía that he worked on such classics as For Whom the Bell Tolls and The Old Man and the Sea. After the Nobel Prize-winning author's death in 1961, Finca Vigía fell into disrepair, but has since been restored and opened as a museum. Today, it looks just as it did when Hemingway was in residence. If Havana is where change is most visible, Cuba's colorful past is vividly on display in Cienfuegos, one of the island's oldest and richest colonial cities. Here, graceful French-style mansions and stately Spanish churches line the streets and plazas of the historic center. Another graceful colonial city is Trinidad, which prospered when sugar was king. Today, Trinidad is a center for many of Cuba's most talented artists and craftspeople. Musicians from Trinidad's thriving music scene often congregate at the outdoor performance space known as La Casa de la Música. You'll hear great music during a daytime practice session here. The source of Trinidad's wealth can be found in the nearby village of the Sugar Mills. Today, this area is a bucolic living museum. Yet for more than 100 years, it was an industrial powerhouse with slaves laboring on vast plantations to feed the mills that processed raw cane into sugar. Many Americans still remember the Bay of Pigs, where revolutionary forces under Fidel Castro repelled an invasion secretly backed by the CIA. To proud Cubans, the Bay of Pigs Memorial is a reminder of their determination to defend their newly won freedom. Join us. Come discover the many faces of Cuba. But don't wait too long. With historic changes underway, it's one of our fastest-selling destinations.